Hey everyone, it's John again. I'm playing grid number 81. It's actually in progress. I just decided not to post the previous video because my my mother-in-law had walked by in the back in her pajamas. I just didn't want to post online. So that's what I get for trying to post these videos early in the morning, but losing track of time. So I'll just show what I did for the timed round, and then I'll just close out the rarity round. We're playing grid number 81 in honor of a trio of pitchers as well as Mr. Rod Carew. So the trio of pitchers are Justin Verlander, who of course could, move past 81 WAR, and the two pitchers who don't really have a whole lot in common, which is Tom Glavine and Nolan Ryan, two very different pitchers. Both of whom won over 300 games and had almost exactly the same number of WAR. Glavine has kind of the reputation as that crafty lefty. He didn't have a ton of strikeouts. Nolan Ryan, of course, all-time strikeout leader, also all-time walks leader, the 7 no-hitters. Very, very different types of pitchers. Interesting how they both arrive at just around the same number of wins for just about the same number of WAR. And of course, Rod Carew. And actually, unlike yesterday, where I had Giambi and Canerico, and then they would have worked for a couple of categories, but I didn't use them. Here I was able to use them. So I'll just show, and I was able to get this one in under a minute. I'll just show what I did, and then I'll pick up the grid in progress. I went Tanana, Eckstein. I went with Rod Carew because I figured, hey, he did hit 300 for the Angels, and I finally get to use someone. And I was also able to use Verlander down here for 20 wins. Aubrey Huff, I should have saved him. This is a really low score. I should have gone with David Price there. Then we get Edwin Jackson works a lot. Carl Crawford taking almost 40%. Chris Carpenter at 13. And I was just going through Cardinals who will work at the time I terminated the last video. And then Walter Johnson. So this is a great one. 300 batting average, 20 wins in a season. I was able to come up with Walter Johnson, who nets 1%. I'm surprised Walter Johnson's only there. I'm not thinking of anyone else just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's other people who've, gone 3 for 10 in a season before, just not I guess Babe Ruth's gonna work. I should have gone with Babe Ruth and saved Walter Johnson, but I just thought of that one. I'll see if I can come up with someone else that I, no kidding, actually know. But or maybe I'll just throw out a guess there. I've been doing that a lot lately and losing, including the early video today. Anyway, that was the time grid. We'll stop sharing that, and then I'll share the grid in progress, and we'll try to wrap it up. And that's this grid. I did pull out Levon Soto again because he does work for 300 average. Orlando Pena, as I mentioned, he's featured with the Kansas City A's, which were my dad's team, but he also works with like a bunch of teams that wear red, and so I remember that he works for Cleveland, Angels and Cardinals. So anyway, just picking up kind of where I left off and seeing where I go next. I was also trying to remember, and I've thus far been unsuccessful at remembering who my Ray slash Devil Ray was. I think Rohrmeyer was my Mariner. Mitch Leiden is a name, but I believe that's that he's a Marlin, not a Ray. I mean, these are all fairly forgettable individuals, but who else? Who else will work? I mean, there's obviously like, well, I mentioned Crawford. I've used Huff already, but he would work. Fred McGriff will work. He had over 300 in the 1999 season. I remember that one. I'm actually not sure on like Arena or Franco or I don't think Longoria ever hit 300. I could be wrong, but I don't think he did. I do think BJ Upton hit exactly 300 in 2007. He, along with a number of other Rays who had career years in 2007 or 9, but not 2008. That was a whole section of a chapter of my book. I just like you look at the Rays from that time period, 2007 to 2009. 09 they have a pretty good year but don't make the playoffs. 07, they're still the Devil Rays and are having a pretty classic Devil Rays season. 08 they make the World Series, but they had so many people having career years one of those other years or just very, very good years in one of those other years, and not all in 2008. So, anyway, I want to say I had a guy who had the same name as another prominent major leaguer, but that's not coming to mind either. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see what this one turns up. I might just go with BJ Upton. I know Tino Martinez works here. I used Edwin Jackson. Edwin Jackson will also work here. Who else would work for the Cardinals? I don't think that's a Kevin Stalker one. I don't think that's a Roberto Hernandez. Just thinking, should I go with? I think if Gary Pettis up here. 2%. Okay, he's creeped up in popularity. I shouldn't use him anymore for these two or Texas. Using him for Gold Glove is fine, I think, still, but he's creeped up in popularity as far as this combination goes. But he works as Gold Glover for all three teams. Oh, you know who it was? I think it's a Brett. Last name Brett. That's not gonna work. But not obviously not Ken Brett. Maybe Ryan Brett. I think that might actually be it. I'm gonna feel really silly if this isn't it. Yeah, that's who it is. All right. And then, man, I really don't want to use Babe Ruth. I want to come up with someone else. I just don't know that I'm going to be able to. Rays and Cardinals. I think I'm just going to go with Tino Martinez. Let's see how he does. I mean, going with a Yankees icon is not likely to yield low results. Yeah, he takes 4%. All right, then Detroit and Tampa Bay. I used Huff already, and he was sub 1, and I've got David Price is going to go 60+% probably. Let's see, Justin Upton works for Detroit. BJ Upton I don't think works for Detroit. They were teammates together in Atlanta, right? But not Detroit. It's not gonna be a Torrey Hunter combo. It's not gonna be a Julio Franco combo, I don't think. You get this is not a Hideo Nomo team, right? He finishes out his career at the Royals. I don't think he ever I might be thinking of, Doc Good finished his career in Tampa Bay. Hideo Nomo did not play in Tampa Bay. This is not a Zobrist combo. It's not a Crawford combo. Delman Young will work. I don't know how rare that's going to be, though, but better than David Price. Okay, 3%. That's actually not too bad. But if I go with Babe Ruth for 320 win, that will. Oh, you know who will work is I just thought someone's. I'm pretty sure Cy Seymour went over 20. Yeah, he did. Let's go with him. Okay, that was a good poll because I was struggling to come up with who I was going to do. Obviously, Babe Ruth. Okay, he's taking 69%, and there's 266 options. There's a lot of choices. I'll be interested to look at that stat head later. I think you have to just manually put in like 300 average as a pitcher and just like know guys who've won about 20 games or more. But anyway, I'll still take that. Thank you so much for hanging with me. It's a low value production. I appreciate you guys still tuning in. So you all have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.